Welcome to the hashtag show. I am Scott Gibson. Who else would I fucking be? Welcome back. How are you? Safe and well, I hope. We're back for another week and we find ourselves in more turbulent waters than ever before. As we close in on an election here in Scotland, the Iranian crisis continues to rumble on. Diesel is going through the roof again. And just as we sit down this morning to record, the bloody Japanese are getting 3-foot waves and a fucking earthquake and tsunami. It is all happening. But at least you can sit back, unbuckle your trousers, take your prized possession in your hand and say, thank God the hashtag show is back. Fuck you.
Welcome to the hashtag show.
I mean, we're going to have to start that again anyway because once again I've fucked up. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, that the pad buttons are fucking up, but we'll let that run its course, and then we'll start again. Because there's no fucking rush. There's no rush, right? This is none of this is good. Would this go in for the heroes? Maybe. If you're listening to this, then it's left in for the heroes. Doom, doo, doo, doom, doo, doo, doom. But if you're not, you'll never know. Because I cut it from the edit. It's for the heroes. The hashtag heroes. Boo, boo, doo. They want it all the heroes. Who needs AI when you're mentally unstable? Who needs AI when you're mentally unstable? That's the question to ask. Huh? How are we not doing that? There's an idea. Fuck it. Do you know what? We're leaving this in. Here's an idea for you. Well, no, we're going to start again because that was not again, we fucked up the intro, but this is real. And you don't get this for a lot of podcasts. A lot of podcasts, especially nowadays, podcasts are everywhere. They're polished. Okay? Many of them have adverts, have, sponsors. No, that's show. Can't even sell fucking bugs. No, that's show. We get none of that. We're raw, okay? And we need to embrace the rawness, which is real. All right? This may look professional and set up, and it is. We have a studio. We've got fucking, a £300 studio light. We've got it all. But I am alone in a room shouting at a Panasonic camera. So make no mistake. Make no mistake, as professional as this looks and sounds in your ear holes, this would be considered a mental health issue, a mental illness 30 years ago. But thanks to you, beautiful heroes, you fucking sexy heroes, because you listen to my madness and because you support this show, a fat man screaming into a camera, it's not a mental illness. It's a podcast. And on that note, let's start again. Here we go. In a week that has seen oil prices rise again, the Irish have had their protest dismantled by the Gardaí. Or the Garda. I never know what one it is. But one of the D's and the Daz. The Daz and the D's, they've taken down the fucking, the blockade. Cameron. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, they've taken down the blockade. Not a bit of that in the fucking news, let me tell you. The good Irish out there, fucking fighting the good fight. Not like the Irish. Yes, like the French, they too do not enjoy going to work, but not known for their protests. Famine, yes. Protests, not so much. But they're doing their bit because they've fucking had enough. They've had enough. We're running out of red diesel, Seamus. They've had enough. So in a week when the Irish have had their protests dismantled by the Gardaí, at a time when the Iranian conflict still rumbles on, even in the faint distance, there is a cry of a Ukrainian bugle because apparently they fuckers are still at it. And we sit at home, focused on the ever eye-wateringly increased price of fucking butter. We've got the small matter of an election round the corner here in Scotland, and we're fucked because we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. Because although we want change, who are we going to vote for? There's no opposition here. So we're fucked. And as I sit down to record this very morning, not thinking life couldn't get any worse, did I hear a bloody item on the news? There are good friends, the fucking psychotic Japanese, they're getting hit with tsunamis. 3 metre high waves. People have been told to get to high ground. Now, for the height of the Japanese, they're going to need to get to at least 4 metres or they'll get wiped out. So it's all happening in a time where the world looks like it's trying to consume itself. There can be one constant, and that constant is the hashtag show. And you can put your bottom dollar on it, brothers and sisters, that this show, although to the untrained eye may seem professional, it is as unhinged and fucking unfiltered as it always is. Sit back, strap in. Who knows where this episode will go? The whiteboard is blank. My mind is full of nonsense and my arse is full of smarties. This is the hashtag show. I am Scott Gibson. Let's fucking go.
Everyone's welcome, no one is safe. Welcome to the hashtag show. Winter is coming, but we hate snowflakes. Welcome to the hashtag show. Chucky Allah, we are the people. You should become a hashtag hero. You should become a hashtag hero. You should become a hashtag hero. The hashtag show. Go, go, go.
Every single second there of the hashtag show introduction welcome. What a tune, man! What a bloody tune! I mean, you know, if the little ramble at the start is still in, then you'll know the little jingle that I made up. And I was going to say who needs AI, but we need AI. We need AI. We need it, right? Because what's happened is we have allowed things like social media to completely destroy and warp our minds to the point now where people kind of think, if it wasn't for Google, where would you be? It used to be your wellies. It used to be your wellies. If you wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? Because that's all that a Scotsman needed in his life. A good pair of fucking wellies. Now where are we? As a country, where are we? There was a time, as a Scotsman, all you needed was a sporn full of porridge oats and a fucking decent pair of wellies. Look at us now. Fucked. Most of us don't even own wellies. And if you do, they're hunter. Fucking English Wellington boots. Because let me tell you this as well. A wellie is not a Wellington boot. It's a very different thing. Some of you out there with your fucking bastard Tory hunter wellies never been in a puddle. How many of you? Listen to this. Watching these bloody clips on social media. How many of you have got a pair of Hunter Wellington boots, £100 plus, and never been in a fucking puddle with them? Quite a few, I imagine. Ashamed of yourselves. Ashamed of yourselves you should be. As the great Billy Connolly once said, if it wasn't for your wellies, where would you be? Look at us now. If we don't have Google, we're fucking done. We're cooked, as the kids say. Cooked. Imagine that when you were young. Imagine a time when somebody says to you, are you prepared for the world? And you go, yes, I have a fucking standard grade education. I have my national certificate of diplomacy and a good, decent pair of fucking wellies. I'm off, mother. I'm off to make my way in the world as a man. My spawn's full of porridge oats, my wellies are on, and I'm fucking off. No look at us. We've got nothing. Can't even build ferries anymore. We used to launch ships around the globe from the fucking banks of the Clyde. That's why Scotty's called Scotty. For those Star Trek fans amongst you. Star Wars, Star Trek, Star Wars, Star Galaxy, Star Trek, whatever. The one with Kirk, whatever one that is. Captain Kirk, to infinity and beyond. We just managed to alienate every fucking star person. He was called Scotty because, you know, he was the engineer, right? And there was a time when every fucking engineer in the bloody planet was Scottish. Because that's what we did. Okay? We drank and we fucking engineered stuff. And now look at us. Absolute bugger all. We got nothing. What have we got? Trans rights, gender fluid bathrooms, and fucking PIP. That's what Scotland's got. We used to build ships. Ships. And now you can take a shit next to your uncle in a woman's toilet. That's what Scotland is. We should start making notes because otherwise we go off on tangents. But the point being, we used to be advanced. You know, we used to be able to find our way in the world. You could go out there, you know, with a mind full of dreams and a bum full of madness, and you could make your way in the world. And now there's nothing. You know, because we can't think anymore. You sit at home and you'll be watching a film with your wife, your other half, whatever, your mistress, your dog, whoever you're with, right? And they'll ask you, what was that? What film were they in? And instead of using the grey matter between your ears, you straight on Google. And Google tells you the answer. You don't know if it is the answer, but you just assume that it's right. It could be lying to you. AI could be lying to us. You know? Instead, what we should do is, instead of Googling things, we should just put our wellies on and go outside and stand in the elements until the answer comes to you. Right? That's what we should be doing. Get outside, get into the elements, and wait until your fucking brain can Google from within. Next time somebody says to you, Google that, just say to them, fucking Google, you can't. Get your wellies on and go outside. My Googling wellies. Get my Googlers. And stand outside in the fucking pissing Scottish rain and wait for your brain to fucking kick into gear and do what it's meant to do. Give you the answer. And then walk back in like you used to do in the 80s and 90s and confidently say and answer a question you didn't even know it was right before Google. That's what we need to get back to, right? Okay, right, we're in now, right? This episode started. So, here's what's going to happen. Next vote, the vote is coming up in May, Scottish election. Make Scotland great again and bring back wellies. Every person in Scotland gets a pair of government-issued wellies, right? And the only way you can access Google is outside with your Google wellies on. Where are you going with this, Google? I don't know. It doesn't matter. This is a hashtag show. Welcome. AI is what I was ranting on about. Aye. So do we need AI? Who knows? Who cares? But here's what I would like. I would like a Neuralink experience of AI. Okay? Here's what I'm going for. Let's turn these headphones down a wee bit because even my own fucking screaming is too much, you know. I would like to experience a schizophrenic's mind. Now, I know you're thinking, Gibbo, that's about much. Let me tell you for why. I think that this needs to be the way in which we challenge disability fraud in the UK. Okay? And in particular, Scotland. I'm talking just now to my Scottish brothers and sisters. We've got some international listeners, which blows me away every single week when I see the numbers. Shout out to our heroes in Germany and the Germanic heroes. Shout out to the heroes in Canada, North America, also known as the US of A. And also, strangely enough, shout out to the listeners that we have in India and Luxembourg, which I am convinced is the CIA. And that's fine. Welcome. Hello, little CIA. How are you? What was I saying? Right, so this is how we're going to deal with disability fraud in Scotland when I become First Minister. We're going to use Neuralinks, right? We're going to use Neuralinks. And what we're going to do is, everybody's going to get a Neuralink. And you are going to, if you come in, right, and I know you're able-bodied, and you know you're able-bodied, I know you're at it, you know you're at it, but I've got to ask you a set of questions and you know how to navigate your way around. Now, again, as Scottish people, right, we're all in this together, okay? And nobody can slag the Scottish but us, right? We'll get that. But every single person listening to this or watching this podcast will know at least one person. I know 3, but you will know at least one person who's fucking at it when it comes to claiming there's disabilities in their pips and there's fuck all wrong with them. They're just very good at crying on demand and getting around the system. And before you start going, oh, but Gibbo, there's a lot of people out there who really need it. Yes, there are. And there's a lot of people that are fucking fly bastards. So don't give me that shite. So here's what we're going to do. You go in and you say, oh, I suffer with anxiety and depression. That's fine. That's fine. All right? Because I'm going to take a wee Neuralink. I'm going to fire it into your fucking noggin and then I'm going to set it up to anxiety and depression. And I'm going to send you out there into the world. And you're going to walk about with your Neuralink in 24 hours and you'll experience what anxiety and depression actually fucking is, cunt. And then you'll be back into me the next day and you'll be like, oh, what have you done to me? Turn that off. Go, I thought you were anxious and depressed. You fucking lying bastard. Because that's all you are. All right? That's what you're experiencing. You're experiencing what you're telling me you've got. Now, is it true, in fact, you're not anxious or depressed? You're just fucking at it. Because if you say you're at it, I'll turn that off right now and you can go back to work. Oh, I'm at it, I'm sorry. Boom. Back to work they go. Now, again, I'm not having a go to people who are actually anxious or depressed. My point being this, if you are anxious and depressed, it's fucking crippling. Or if you're battling depression, there's a shame to it. All right? As someone who has been down that path, currently walking it as we speak, I can tell you right now, hand on heart, there is no fucking joyful display of brotherhood when it comes to fucking depression in men. Don't know about women, never lived as a woman. But I can tell you this right now, depression in men, there's nothing joyful about it. You're not out there fucking telling the world, I am currently battling depression. I receive a noble pittance from the government to stay home, sit in my pit, and be a little depressed egg. It's not like that. There's a shame to it. There is a shame to it. You know, there's an element of that you want to cover it up. There's an element of that you don't want to you don't want to be seen as being depressed. You don't know why you're depressed. It's just the way your mind is. Your brain's attacking you every fucking corner and turn. So that's what I'd be doing. I'd be using Neuralinks and AI to fucking wean off the liars amongst us. Because when I saw that figure come out, 2 weeks ago now? A week ago now? Saying that we are now at the point of no return when the government is now paying out more than benefits than it actually takes in from tax. I'd be like, in the name of Christ, stop the bus. I suppose after that figure came out, there should have been a silent applause. You know? Let's bring that back, like we had in lockdown for the fucking NHS pirates, when we were all outside clapping and greeting in the street for keeping the NHS going. Maybe we should bring that back now. Every morning at 9 o'clock, you know, the disabled and the infirm crawl the way to the front of their house and they applaud for 10 minutes those brave souls who have gone off to work that day. Now again, I know these are difficult conversations because people go, oh, but Gibber, there's really people out there who are really... There are people out there. There are people out there who, you know, are fucking human slugs. They're speed bumps, right? They're fucking Humpty Dumptys. They're fucked. I get it. But don't for a second sit here and tell me that every fucker who's picking up disability payments, PIPs, fucking benefits, whatever, is truly in need of that. I'm not buying that for a second. More needs to be done. More needs to be done on benefit fraud, and more needs to be done to get people back into work, to have some kind of purpose. Because you need a purpose, right? You need something to do in life. You really do. It could be anything at all, but you need something to do. And speaking solely to men here, men need to be around other men. You need to have a laugh. You need to take the piss. You need to joke. You need to say inappropriate things around other men and have a laugh and have banter and get the piss taken out of you and take the piss out of other people. You need that, because that is our therapy. That's the therapy for men. Women's therapy is probably a bit different. It's a bubble bath, putting a toaster in it, lighting a candle, flicking your bean. I don't know, right? Whatever it is that women do to make themselves feel better, stalk their ex, set up fake profiles online so they can talk about people. I don't know what women do, right? But men need men. Not in a gay way, just in a fucking hanging out banter way. You need something to do and you need somebody to talk to. That's it. And that's how we make people better. Because right now, the world needs to improve, because it's on its fucking arse, and I'm getting to the point now where I'm fed up. I'm ready to switch off again, like I was with politics after the last independence referendum. We fucked that as well. And I don't think that independence should be back on the table for a discussion in Scotland, because I think we've well and truly fucked it now at this point. I think we're beyond repair. I think that the job that the SNP should have done after the last election, when it was a no vote, which I'm not going to get into the whole conspiracy of that, because the fact that it was 45-55, I smell a rat, if I'm being honest with you. But what the SNP's job should have been then, after the second day after the last referendum, when it was a no vote, should have been, we are not going to speak about independence again. And for the next 5 to 10 years, we are solely going to focus on making Scotland a strong country and proving to the Scottish people that we are capable of building a strong country within the parameters we have. So we can then put forward a case to say, look what we can achieve with the handcuffs of Westminster. Imagine what we could do with the freedom of the city. But instead, they fucking consumed themselves. And we now find ourselves waking up every day in a Scotland, which is fucking mental. Everything is far too expensive. Everything. Every single aspect of your life just now is far too expensive. What you receive in your wage packet at the end of the week, at the end of the month, is barely getting you through for most people. There will be some listening to this who are affluent, proper middle class, fucking load it. You're a big man, don't worry about me. But there are a vast majority of people who struggle through life. It shouldn't be the case. It really shouldn't be the case. And I don't think that's too much to ask for people. I think when it comes down to it, there are a few kind of, big sky thinking things, if you want, that people might pick out their head and go, if things were really good, maybe we could all have this, a tap in your house that only fucking dispenses original iron brew, a free penguin, a holiday to Bermuda, whatever, right? A ferry to Dunoon for less than 40 quid, whatever your fucking fantasy might be. Shooting midgets in Millport, whatever it is. Blue sky thinking. But the reality of it, if everyone just kind of dialed down a wee bit and they went, right, do you know what we're going to do? If you go out and you work a 40-hour week, okay? And I'm not going to drill down to industry or job type, whatever it is. If you go out your door on a Monday morning and by Friday night you have worked a 40-hour week, you should be able to afford to pay rent on a house that you live in alone. You should be able to afford to pay to get yourself to work, whether that be through public transport or whether that be through your own vehicle. You should be able to afford to feed yourself. You should be able to afford to clothe yourself. You should be able to go on holiday once a year for a week. And you should be able to put some money aside that you can put in your savings. And if you can create a country where the average person in the street is able to do that, we are already better off than what we are. And that isn't a big ask. That isn't a big ask. This isn't asking the bottom rung of society going, I want a fucking cold toilet and an Alsatian that talks to me in Swiss. None of that. I want to be able to go to a job, any job, a basic job, for 40 hours a week, come home to a wee flat, 1-bedroom flat that I live in, that I pay for. I can have my fucking Sky Telly or my fucking Fire Stick. I can go to the pub at the weekend with my pals. I can afford to buy shopping. Just live. Just live a life. That is the sad reality of politics in the country we're in just now, is that we are unable to live. And that's all people want. And in this upcoming election in May, we've got the chance to change things. But no, change, because there is no opposition in Scotland. And that's the truth. That's the sad truth. You might be listening to this as a Labour voter. Gibbo, this is getting quite political. I didn't think it would go this way. Don't worry, we'll talk about grandparents in a minute and it'll bring it back to normal. There's no opposition in Scotland. You might be listening to this as a Labour voter and going, but Gibbo, we have Labour. You don't have Labour. You don't. Labour's gone. The independence movement in Scotland was such a damaging thing for Scottish politics. The reality of it is, looking back, and someone who's been a lifelong SNP and independence voter, the reality is, after that last independence referendum, when the country voted no, we probably, being honest, we probably should have disbanded politics in Scotland. We should have disbanded Holyrood and went back to a one-party system being controlled by Westminster. That is the reality of what we should have done. But we didn't. All right? The SNP was beaten, independence was beaten, and it has now dragged a dying fucking corpse across the line for the rest of eternity. And the independence movement was so damaging for other parties in Scotland that we don't have any opposition whatsoever. Whatsoever. If you are a Labour voter in Scotland, I feel sorry for you that you have the option of what you have for Scottish Labour. I really do. Because there is not a hope in hell they will ever get in. Not only will they never get in, they are also a terrible, terrible opposition. And it's worrying, because I don't know what's going to happen. There is an undeniable rise of reform across UK politics. I don't know what that means for Scottish politics, but I know something. I feel as if we're at the point where something has to change dramatically in order for things to get better. I'm not saying it's reform, but I'm saying if I was within a party like the SNP, I would be looking at the rise of certain parties or the mood of the country or where certain feelings for people lie, and I would be addressing that. And again, I don't think there's anything happening. So on May the 7th, when we all go to vote, who knows what's going to happen and who knows what I'm voting for. But either way, we'll have a right fucking giggle, let me tell you that much. A right giggle. It's just mad, isn't it, to think that you can go out, knock your pan in at work, come home and still be skint. That's a wild time to be in. A wild time to be in. But hey, what you got to do? You know? What we got to do? We got to stop? You got to stop going to your work? Hey, you fuck. You know? Because you don't know how to get benefits. Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe that's what somebody has to do. In the old days when a junkie would come round your door, You want to buy a tin of soup, Mr. Gibson? Get these brass monkeys in now and sit down with a pip for them and go, right, how do you get it? How the fuck do you get it? Show me what I need to do to get full benefits. How do I do that? Because I'll Daniel Day-Lewis the shit out of that. Walk in there, pure Kaiser sausage right up. Come out with fucking $3,500 a month. Thank you. Dark times, man. Dark times. But listen, we move on, you know, and we say to ourselves, at the end of the day, it's just a laugh. The next life will be better. The next life will be better. That's the message to take away from this current episode of the Hashtag Show.
Welcome to the Hashtag Show. Everyone's welcome. No one is safe. Welcome to the Hashtag Show.
I need to stop pressing buttons on this mixing desk. What I need is like a Fisher Price mixing desk, which is just one big fuck off button. That's what I need. Because what happens is I press. I turn them back on. Is that what I need? Aye, that's better. Too many buttons gives me too many options, and I pressed too many things. One thing that I saw this week was something that happened in America, not the Iranian war, believe it or not, but it was Trump and everyone's favourite podcaster, Joseph Rogan. Now, the president had passed a bill for, I believe, what is it called? It's I'm what I am, a psychedelic drug. Trump, let's just Google, because I want to get the name of it. I don't want to tell you the wrong name. Trump announces reforms to accelerate access to psychedelic drug treatments. Trump has been a vocal advocate of responsible psychedelic use and legalization. What's the fucking name of the drug? What is the name of the fucking drug, man? Just tell us. Tell us the name of the drugs. Guardian newspaper. Yeah, shower our bastards. Ibogaine. It is there. Ibogaine, which sounds like a transformer. Ibogaine. Transform. I don't know what it would be. A mushroom.
A mushroom.
But it does. It sounds like a transformer. Anyway, so apparently Joe Rogan, Joseph to his friends, sent El Trumpador a fucking massage saying, basically, listen, mate, see this fucking...
Trump, see this Ibogaine? No, it's no transformer. It's a fucking psychedelic mushroom. So anyway, Trumpasaurus, Trumpatron, Trumpageddon. There's this thing called Ibogaine, right? And it's a fucking mad mushroom. Anyway, see if cunts take this Ibogaine and they're like mad junkies, right? So, say you get a mad junkie, right? Not even mad, just a junkie. Say you get a junkie and he's like, oh, fuck, I'm absolutely mad for the gear. I sold my granny's fucking dinner set to the Salvation Army for £6 and got out my fucking tights on cheap heroin, right? And then I had to buy the tea set back for £8. So my grand didn't know. So effectively I sold the tea set to the Salvation Army and bought it back for their £2. So I'm £2 down and I'm full of brown. I'm a junkie. Anyway, so Joe Rogan's like, Trump, see if you get a full-blown junkie and you give him Ibogaine. Now, he's got to take it for a start because you're like, here, take this. And he'll be like, no worries. And then they'll say, do you want to know what that is? They'll be like, I'm a junkie, mate. I sell T-sets in Salvation Army. Fucking double done. So you take Ibogaine, and apparently 80% of people who take Ibogaine are no longer
junkies. 80% on the first hit of Ibogaine, the notion and the feeling of addiction is completely removed. It rises to 90% on a second dose of Ibogaine. Completely removed. And that is the power
of mushrooms. The power of mushrooms.
So, they discovered through various trials that if they take people who have severe addictions, right, and this, again, this is something that we have to address in society as well. We actually have to start, as we find solutions to problems through medicine, because I do think that we're at the stage now, I think we're at a very, very important stage.
A very, very important stage.
In human civilization.
With the mushrooms.
I think that medicine is finally starting to catch up with where we are within the time frame of humanity. And what I mean by that is most of the stuff we've got, penicillin, fucking putting a candle up your bum if you've got the flu, all that kind of stuff, that's old shit. That's old school fucking, penicillin and take two fucking, right? We're probably, we're closer to people getting heroin for toothache. But that's still within our time frame, right? So what I mean is medicine is starting to catch up now. We're now starting to have real advances in medicine that are like, holy smokes, man, that's fucking...
Holy smokes, man.
There's some good stuff happening. There's some big things happening. And mushrooms, psychedelics, are one of the things now where people are actually starting to go, right, this was taken away from society because it was considered, bad, and it was a whole government thing, and now we're actually going, there's real benefits here. Now, I imagine down the line, like anything else, everything comes down to power, sex, money, as we've said over and over again, right? The only way to solve things are, extremes. Extreme violence, sex and money. That's it, right? As these psychedelics become more popular, as the rise in
mushroom popularity
grows, things will become more difficult to access, right? Or things will become regulated, or things will be controlled by a central government so that they can make money on it. But right now, it's interesting. And it's interesting for a number of reasons, because people are actually starting to look at alternative medicines, and people are actually starting to consider things like mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
So, take the ibogaine, and like I said, 80% the first hit, the full addiction's removed. 90% the second hit, full addiction's removed. If you need a third hit, you're fucking off the reservation, my man. But imagine somebody who is dealing with true addiction, real addiction that is crippling, that is destroying lives. Think how many people you have known, or known indirectly, who have had their life completely destroyed by drugs, or by gambling, or an addiction, alcoholism, addiction in any form. Families completely torn apart by addiction. And now there is a real chance that that could not only be helped, but cured by a psychedelic. I find it fascinating. I find it slightly sad as well that I imagine this information has been sat on for quite some time, and endless number of families have been torn apart. But I find it fascinating that you can manipulate the human mind into a way that it can almost instantly remove the very part of your own brain that is destroying you through the addiction. I find it fucking fascinating. And I hope that this continues to grow, and I hope that people start to open up to these things a bit more, and open up to alternative ideas for medicine, and alternative ways in which, maybe not to live, but ways in which to look at things. I think we're on the point of gone are the days of all drugs are bad, and maybe more now where we actually start to listen to certain people and look at how they can help in certain ways. With the advancement that we have in medicine, there is no reason for people to live with the illness of addiction if we can fix it in some way. I'd love to know what it does to you. I'd love to know what it does to your mind, man. Because, again, very much like mental health stuff, I think the power of language is gone. And by that, what I mean is people are very quick to self-diagnose. And they do that with no shame and no remorse. And by that I mean that someone will confidently say to a group of strangers, either in person or online, that they suffer from mental health, that they suffer from addiction, when they know full well they're a fucking lying cunt. They've never experienced a true mental health episode in their life. They've never experienced true addiction in their fucking life. But because we are now in a time where people can say something and that is their truth, they get away with it. You know? I tell you what I'm addicted to. Oh, dear God, I tell you what I'm addicted to. Fucking Jammy Dodgers, Sandra. Honest to God, I'll eat a bit for them. It's an absolute, it's crippling. My addiction is crippling. 4 Jammy Dodgers every bloody day. Every day, 85 pence in Tesco there for a pack of 12. Aye. I'll smash 2 packs at the weekend quite easily. I'm addicted. And you know what? I was reading this thing the other day about Donald Trump, right? Now, I don't like Donald Trump at all. I think he's a terrible man. But what I did see was this thing about Azabane or something, some had mushroom he take. Now, I was taking that mushroom tea in the mornings. Have you tried that for brain fog? Because I've got an awful foggy brain, him with my depression, my mental health and anxiety. And what I thought was I might start taking that. I became to deal with my addiction. Now, here would be an interesting thing. Here would be an interesting thing. Let's listen in. Don't know what the film's called. There's no point in asking me. But it was recently out. Demi Moore. The one and only. Something to do with beauty. And they take an injection or something. And then it makes them look beautiful for a bit. And then turns them into goblins. What if, right? Isobane transform. Isobane comes out, right? In the UK. And we find out that the only real way to cure addiction and to cure mental health issues or anything like that, anything with the brain, right? Where your mind is killing you, is to do it through microdosing very powerful
mushrooms.
But the downside is, if you're a fucking lying bastard and you tell us that you're addicted, or you tell us you're depressed, or you're anxious, and there's fuck all wrong with you, see if you take this mushroom, it'll fucking warp your mind. How many of you would take it? I'd take it because I'm fucking not right in the heat, but maybe that's the thing. People need to start being honest. You know, people need to start being honest about where they are in their mind before they start taking mushrooms. Maybe we all need to do that. Maybe everybody in this country needs to take a right good fucking whack of mushrooms. Meet yourself. Cross over. You know? Take a fucking walk down the galaxy of your mind, brother.
Welcome to the world of mushrooms. Tonight I will be your host, Shroom. And we will be taking you on a voyage of discovery through the third eye of your inner soul. Be prepared to meet your maker, understand who you are, and listen to the voice inside your mind. Because there's no turning back on the mushroom roller coaster.
Imagine how different people would be if they were forced to take a fucking absolutely giant whack of mushrooms, man. I wonder if everybody was to go on a microdosing course. I wonder what the outcome of it would be. I wonder how many of us, if we were to start on a controlled journey of psychedelics, would change our life. Or how many of us would continue on the exact same path that we're on. I would imagine that more of us would change things for the better rather than the worst. I imagine stuff like that would bring out the best in people. I think it would be very, very few that it would bring out the worst in. And if something like psychedelics brought out the worst in someone, I would imagine that they've been a piece of shit since day one and they've just managed to fool a lot of people into their lies. That's what I would imagine. Now, there's something that could be brought back into politics for the fucking Greens. Because I can remember not that long ago when the old Green Party used to be, the socialists, right? The mad fucking hemp and vegan party. That's who they were. Now they've gone fucking fundamental, the Greens. When did that happen? The Green Party used to be the party of comedy. You know, if you were struggling for a punchline or some nonsense, you could always fling in the Green Party and the wee Green Brigade would be there. They'd all be like, second generation middle and upper class children that grew up getting bullied in school and they became a Green Party MP. Right? And they'd be kicking about in their fucking hemp jackets and their fucking tote bags. That's the one thing you can say about the Green Party. They'd have good merch, all screen print, washes well, strong totes in the Green Party. Now they're gone. They're full fundamentalists. They've gone off the reservation. They don't want anybody in the jail and everybody's in heroin. What the fuck is happening to the Greens? Now again, there's an argument that they're playing to the gallery, because the woman who went on the social media link to say for the Scottish Greens that she doesn't want anybody in jail and move on to take heroin, people in Scotland went, listen, let her speak. Let her talk. She may be honest something here, let her talk. I think the Greens would have more success if they pushed the idea of a regulated, controlled psychedelic course for every adult in Scotland. Right? Just like jury duty, you get mushroom duty. Okay? Hear me out. So you get a letter in the post from the Scottish Government and it says you've been selected for mushroom duty. All right? You report to a local mushroom hospital and you're there for a week, right? Fully mandated, fully paid, covered by the government, right? And you go in and you meet your shaman, right? A Scottish shaman. Can you imagine? You meet a Scottish shaman and they take you on a week's long, Monday to Sunday, 7-day mushroom journey where they will, you sit down on the Monday, right? You have a meet and greet with your shaman and the mushroom team, all right? And now, as I'm saying this, it sounds fucking spectacular. Somebody make this happen. This has to happen, right? You sit down with the mushroom team on the Monday morning, 9 o'clock Monday morning, you, the shaman, 10 other cunts, and the mushroom team. And they will tell you about what's going to happen during your week. And then you're taken away for an individual interview and consultation. And in that consultation, they will ask you to be as open and honest as you can and explain that the more open and honest you are, the more likelihood you'll get something out of this. And they're going to ask you everything that you want to change about yourself, everything that you hate about yourself, everything you want to change about your life, everything you hate about your life, anything that's holding you back, any obstacles, any trauma, any wrongdoings, whatever's happened in your life. And then we'll begin. And what will happen is, over the next 6.5 days, we will take you on a guided mushroom tour of your soul in the galaxy. And by the end of it, we'll all come out better people. Your fear is gone. Your anxiety is gone. Your depression is gone. Your addiction is gone. Through the power of mushrooms. That's what needs to happen in Scotland. Now, I don't know personally, because I've never been mushroom picking, but apparently there's quite a fucking rife mushroom scene in Scotland. So we've got it all here. Now, yes, there's an argument we have oil in the North Sea, but we don't like bringing it out. Fine. Let's focus on the mushrooms. Mushroom duty. You do it once, because that's all you need. Every adult in Scotland. I would say everybody over the age of 30, right? We'll give you 30 to live and experience life. Fuck you up a wee bit. And then at 30, you can begin mushroom duty. And we bring you in and we fucking reset you. How good would that be? Can you think of the stuff that Scotland has invented? Think of the things that we are responsible for on this earth. This tiny, tiny part of a tiny, tiny island, a speck of fucking sand on the footprint of Earth that is Scotland. A handful of Scottish people have existed. When you consider the population of the Earth through time, think how small a percentage of them have been Scottish people. Fucking none. How many people are in Scotland now? 5.5? 6 million? Out of that 6 million population of Scotland, how many do you think Scottish? 3? 3.5? I've had this conversation with somebody before. If you go north of Falkirk, there's no Scottish people. It's all English. Out of the 5.5 million, 6 million that live in Scotland, what do you think the actual population of actual Scottish people is? 3? 3.5 at a push? Think what we have given the world up to this point. Imagine what we could give the world if we were all on mushrooms. Imagine what Scotland could give the world if everyone in Scotland was on mushrooms. I'm telling you right now, we would win the World Cup. If our national football team was given an intensive course in microdosing mushrooms, we would win the World Cup. We would remove all doubt, all fear. Everything would be taken from their minds and we would win the World Cup. But alas, we don't have the confidence or the guts to do that. Right, let's move out the hero section. Let's say goodbye to the council listeners. As always, a delight speaking to you. May 9th, Straven, Town Mill. May 16th, East Kilbride Arts Centre. Both dates are available. Tickets are on sale. bigscottgibson.co.uk. Get your tickets. Come and see me live. More dates coming soon. But May 9th in Straven and May 16th, East Kilbride. Get your tickets. bigscottgibson.co.uk. Come and see me. Become a hero. Go to the hashtagshow.co.uk. Go to patreon.com/hashtag-show and become a hashtag hero. And you can hear the rest of this rambling on this episode. But until then, dear council listeners, your time has sadly come to an end.
Your time as a council scumbag is ending. Become a hashtag hero to continue. Your time as a council scumbag is ending. Become a hashtag hero to continue. Last train for Scumtown leaving now. Only heroes past this point.
Heroes. Right, council, that's the end of the episode. We have just finished. This episode continues on for I think there's another half hour, another 40 minutes maybe. What we're talking about Radio Gardens, an amazing website that I found that you need to check out. Trying to remember the name of another website which was driving about cities. Can't remember it, but listen, it may re-jog your memory. You may know. We talk about the old woman that got caught doing a shite in the range. We talk about the joys of being a grandparent and why modern day grandparents are just like SS officers. Lot more chat in the episode, and certainly worth becoming a hero if you can. So if you want to become a hashtag hero, support the show and listen to every episode in its entirety. Go to the hashtagshow.co.uk, follow the links to become a hero, or go to patreon.com/the hashtag show and sign up there to become a hashtag hero and enjoy every single episode. That's it. 2 guys coming up, like I said, May the 9th in Straven, May the 16th East Kilbride, bigscottgibson.co.uk. Tickets are on the live page. If you can, please do come along. I would love you to be there. It would be great if we could get a wee sellout for these two, or at least some good numbers in the gigs. That would be nice. So if you're looking for a wee giggle in May, come along and have a laugh. It should be good, and it'd be lovely to see you. But if you're not a hero, or you can't make the gig and you want to support the show, subscribe to the page on YouTube, subscribe to us on Spotify, share the links and the videos and whatnot on your own socials whenever you see them. Follow me, Big Scott Gibson, and just keep being lovely wee council legends, because I love yous all. I love the heroes more, but I still have a soft spot in my heart for you council listeners. So that's us. Until next week, stay safe, stay hydrated, look after yourself, become a hero if you can, buy tickets to the gigs if you can, like and subscribe, do all the good stuff, and look after yourself. I'll speak to you all next week. Onwards.
Goodbye, dear hero, it's been a blast. For another week we say adios. If you came as a friend or even foe, then you should become a spread the show Until next time, love, love, love. The hashtag show.